Yeah, so I've been working with Brazilian musicians, and that was a result of a promoter here contacting me on Facebook asking me if I would be interested in coming down and working with Brazilian musicians. I said, of course, I'm always open to working with new people, and it turned out really good. Obviously, that's why I'm still here, and yeah, I love Brazil, and you know, we're working on a record right now. I like to say everything happens for a reason, and it is kind of bizarre that we all met each other just because of Facebook. I mean, it's strange. Anyway. The song When We Pray, yeah, okay. This is one of my favorite songs, obviously, because I truly believe that prayer, positive mind energy can make a difference, but I don't think prayer really does anything. Nothing ever changes. I mean, people still die, your loved ones still die, everyone, the world is still fucked. It doesn't matter how much you pray. You can't pray away hate, violence, and anger. You can't. And that's kind of what the song is about. But I do believe that music can be a healing force and can help people through hard times. And I think music does far more for your soul than any prayer. Music, philosophy, and theology. Okay, yeah. Well, music started when I was very, very young. Music started with my father playing the opera records when I was just a small boy, and I'll never forget that. And that's how music came into my life. Philosophy, theology, you know, when you get older, you start thinking in existential terms, I guess. So that's always been a part of my life too. And cooking, well, okay, being a chef. This is the most wonderful thing in the world is when you look at someone's face when they're eating the food you cooked. And if they look happy, it makes you happy. That's the wonderful thing about cooking. And it's the best part. And I love to cook. I love to cook as much as I love to make music. It's kind of the same thing. You get a recipe and you follow it. Cooking is hard. It's harder than music. Sometimes it seems simple, but it's really not. My dream is to have a giant kitchen and be able to cook anything that I want, whenever I want. That would be the coolest thing ever. Do you like to cook? If you like to cook, I can teach you.
Teach me.
Yeah. Last night we had gnocchi with gorgonzola cream sauce, and that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I can still feel it.
So do I.
I would like to say that I still have faith in humanity, but that could go either way. I don't really have much faith in humanity because look around at the world that we're living in right now. There are so many fucked up people that don't care about anyone except themselves. All they care about is their own ideology. And I mean, what's going to happen? Is the world going to implode? Because if people can't agree on a basic human level about anything, we're pretty much fucking doomed. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah, I mean, the violence is growing every day. That's for sure. Look at what people are doing to each other. Look at what mankind has become. We've become a society of violence. I mean, someone said radical change is only achieved through violence, which may be true at some point, but it doesn't make it right. What's going on? That doesn't make violence an acceptable alternative for rational thought and conversation. A lamb's happiness is when the wolf eats a different lamb. That's interesting. I've never heard that. This sounds like an alternative to cannibalism, actually. I mean, the old thing about the lion lays down with the lamb. That could apply to this too. I think when people get obsessed with themselves and become overly selfish, you can lose focus on what life is actually about. Life is not about just you. Life is about everybody. It's about everyone around you that's surrounding you, everyone in your life. It's not just about one person. And when people get obsessed with themselves, they become shallow. They can become angry. They can become vapid. And there's no good to come from that. But this is part of human nature. There's no way you can change it. You can't change people from being selfish. I know many selfish people in my life, and there's no way to change it. You can't force someone to change. Anyway, okay. When does the audience's show become bigger than the artist's show, in your opinion? Well, when there's a big fucking mosh pit, the audience's show becomes bigger than yours. Just playing live shows, the energy exchange you get when the audience is fucking going insane it's crazy. Like I said, if there's a huge mosh pit, it's always very motivational. As long as people don't hurt each other, it's fine. Sometimes people get hurt because they're stupid. But then again, there's a lot of stupid people in the world. So, there you go. Yeah, so we're going to play the 30th of this month at Hangar 18. No, Hangar
110.
Hangar 110, yeah. Hangar 18 wasn't available because Dave Mustaine wouldn't give us permission. So yeah, we're going to play at Hangar 110 on January 30th, and you should be there because it's going to be a great show, and we're going to play probably every song you want to hear, maybe not every one, but all the good stuff that you want. Yeah, you better be there. Be there or be square. I don't know if that translates well, but that's an American term. Let's see. Well, of course, doing solo records, of course, it's going to be introspective because you know, with whatever band I'm playing in, there are constrictions. There are always limits to what I can say, what I can do, and just being a solo artist, you don't have those constrictions anymore, and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's why the first solo record is so personal. A lot of the songs on that record are deeply personal, especially the song called "This Old Man," and that was written about an old man that I used to visit, whose children had his children had moved away years and years ago, and they never came to visit him. And my mother used to take me to visit him every week because he was lonely, and he made a big impact on my life. And he would tell me stories every time I would go. Stories that would make me cry, make me laugh, make me happy, make me sad, whatever. And that's a very special song. But yeah, of course, solo records are going to be more introspective and more deeply personal. The song "Brother," I never thought that I would do this song because, you know, my brother, he passed away recently, but that song was for him. It was kind of a message to him because he was never really there in my life, and I always wanted him to be. And when you open yourself like that, it's hard. It's really hard. When I fucking did the video for that song, I literally was an emotional fucking wreck. I can barely do it. And I look like shit in that video. I really look like shit in that video. And that's because basically the night before we shot that video, I couldn't sleep. All I could think of was, oh my god, I'm actually gonna do a fucking video for this song that some people are gonna think is hateful towards my brother, but it's actually a love letter. And yeah, I know I look like shit in that video, and it's so funny because people say, oh my god, he dyed his hair black, he looks like Peter Tagrin, whatever. And I kind of do. But yeah, that song was hard. It was hard to get out, but it happened. Plans for 2016. Touring. Maybe touring with these crazy Brazilian men. They're all crazy, by the way. Yeah, we're going to be touring in Europe, I guess, April?
May and April.
April and May. Yeah, we're going to be touring in Europe for April and May. And we'll see what happens beyond that. Final thoughts. Start your own religion, because the ones that we have right now are not fucking working on any practical level.